I was the favorite child. At least, that's what I believed for 30 years. But the day we read my parents' will, everything I thought I knew about my family shattered. Today, I'm going to tell you what was in that will and why it tore my family apart forever. My name is Emily, and I'm the middle child. I have an older brother, David, and a younger sister, Sarah. To the outside world, we were the perfect family. My dad was a successful businessman. My mom was a homemaker, and we lived in a beautiful house in the suburbs. But behind closed doors, there was always tension. And that tension was about one thing: who was the favorite? My brother David was the firstborn. He was my dad's pride and joy. My dad used to say, "David is going to take over the business one day." My sister Sarah was the baby. She was my mom's little princess. My mom used to say, "Sarah is the one who understands me." And me, I was the one in the middle, the forgotten one. Or so I thought. Let me tell you a quick story about something that happened when we were kids. Every Saturday, my dad would take one of us to work with him. It was a tradition. David remembers being taken to work every Saturday. He remembers sitting in my dad's office, watching him negotiate deals, feeling like a little prince. Sarah remembers being taken to the grocery store with my mom every Saturday. She remembers holding my mom's hand, picking out vegetables, and feeling like her mother's best friend. And me, I remember being left at home. I remember thinking, why don't they want me with them? We all thought we were the favorite, and we were all wrong. Let me tell you about the day everything changed. It was a Tuesday. I remember because it was raining. My parents had died 6 months earlier, my dad from a heart attack, my mom from a broken heart, or so the doctor said. And on that Tuesday, we were gathered in my parents' lawyer's office to read the will. I'll never forget the smell of that lawyer's office. Old wood, coffee, and something else. Something that felt like finality. I'll never forget the way David looked. He was trying so hard to be strong, but his hands were shaking. I'll never forget the way Sarah was crying before the lawyer even opened the envelope. And I'll never forget the moment the lawyer said, "This is your parents' final wishes." But to understand what happened that day, you need to know who we were before. David was the golden child. He was handsome, successful, and had my dad's business sense. My dad used to say, "David is going to be a millionaire before he's 40. And David believed it. He believed he was the favorite because he was the firstborn. He believed he deserved everything. Sarah was the peacemaker. She was sweet, caring, and always trying to keep the family together. My mom used to say, "Sarah is the one who holds this family together." And Sarah believed it. She believed she was the favorite because she was the one who cared. She believed she deserved everything. And me, I was the one who never quite fit in. I was the one who always felt like an afterthought. I was the one who thought I was the forgotten one. But here's the thing about favoritism. It's all about perception.
David remembers being my dad's shadow.
He remembers going to work with him, sitting in on meetings, feeling like a little prince. He remembers thinking, I'm the one he trusts. I'm the one who matters. Sarah remembers being my mom's confidant. She remembers the long talks, the shared secrets, the feeling that she was the one her mother turned to. She remembers thinking, I'm the one she loves. I'm the one who understands. And me, I remember being left behind. I remember thinking, why don't they love me like they love them? But memories are tricky things. They're not reality. They're just how we interpret reality. And as I was about to find out, my interpretation was about to be shattered. The lawyer opened the envelope, and I saw my sister's face turn white. He began to read. To my beloved son David, I leave the family business and all investments. Total value approximately $1.2 million. I looked at David. He was smiling. He was going to get the business. He was going to be the millionaire my dad always said he'd be. The lawyer continued. To my beloved daughter Sarah, I leave the family home and all its contents. Total value, $600,000. I looked at Sarah. She was crying, but I think they were tears of relief. She was going to get the house she grew up in, the house she loved. And then the lawyer paused. He looked at me, and I knew that whatever was coming next was not going to be good. To my beloved daughter Emily, I leave my personal leather journal and a small cash sum of $50,000. $50,000. David got $1.2 million. For weeks, I was consumed by anger. I was the one who visited my parents every Sunday. I was the one who called them every night. I was the one who stayed with them when they were sick. And what did I get? $50,000 and a journal. David didn't visit. He was too busy with his business. Sarah didn't call. She was too busy with her life. But me, I was the one who was there. I was the one who did everything, and I got nothing. I was so angry that I almost burned that journal. I was so angry that I was ready to walk away from my family forever. But something made me open it. Something made me start reading. And what I found on page 47 changed everything. Sarah got $600,000, and I got $50,000 and a journal. I felt like I had been punched in the stomach. I wasn't just the forgotten child. I was the one they didn't care about at all. But that journal held a secret, and that secret was about to change everything. My mother's handwriting was shaky. It was clear that she wrote these entries in her final months. The ink was faded in some places, like she was struggling to hold the pen. I read page after page. I read about her love for my father. I read about her dreams for her children. I read about her fears. And then I got to page 47. The entry was dated 3 months before she died. And it started with these words: I know the children will fight over the will. I know David will expect the business. I know Sarah will expect the house. But I need Emily to know the truth. I need her to know why we did what we did. I need her to know the secret. I read that sentence over and over. What secret? What truth? What did my parents know that I didn't? To understand what was in that journal, I need to take you back to a memory that I didn't even know I had. David remembers being my dad's shadow. He remembers those Saturdays at the office. He remembers feeling like the prince, like the one who would inherit everything. But here's the thing my dad never told him. My dad was at the office on Saturdays because he was escaping my mother's complaints, escaping the tension at home, escaping from a secret that he couldn't bear to face. David thought he was the favorite, but he was just the escape. He was the reason my dad could pretend everything was fine. He was the distraction. When David read the will, he thought he won. But he didn't win anything. He just inherited the weight of a secret he never knew existed. Sarah remembers being my mom's confidant. She remembers those Saturday trips to the grocery store. She remembers feeling like her mother's best friend. But here's the thing my mom never told her. My mom needed someone to talk to. She needed someone to tell about the secret she was carrying. Sarah was the only one who would listen. My mom wasn't confiding in Sarah because she trusted her. She was confiding in Sarah because she had no one else. Sarah thought she was the favorite, but she was just the therapist. She was the one who had to carry my mother's burden. She was the one who had to listen to the secrets and never tell a soul. When Sarah read the will, she thought she won, but she didn't win anything. She just inherited the burden of a secret she never knew she was carrying. I remember being left behind. I remember thinking I was the forgotten one. But here's the thing my parents never told me. I wasn't being left behind. I was being protected. My parents knew that I was the one who would be strong enough to handle the truth. They knew that I was the one who would understand. When I was left at home, I was being given the space to become independent. When I was left at home, I was being given the freedom to become my own person. When I was left at home, I was being prepared for the truth. David got the attention. Sarah got the love, and me, I got the truth, and the truth was far more valuable than any money or house. I kept reading, and then I found the truth. My parents knew that Sarah was not my father's biological daughter. It was a secret my mother had carried for years, a secret that my father had discovered years ago, a secret that had shattered their marriage but never broken it. My father chose to stay. He chose to raise Sarah as his own. He chose to love her despite the truth, but he never forgot. And when he wrote his will, he made a choice. He left the house to Sarah because he wanted her to have a home that was always hers, even if he wasn't her biological father. He left the business to David because he wanted to protect the legacy. But he left me the journal because he wanted me to know the truth. The truth that Sarah wasn't his child. The truth that my mother's betrayal had nearly destroyed him. and the truth that he loved me the most because I was the only child who was truly his. But he couldn't say that in the will. He couldn't break Sarah's heart. So he left me the journal, and he left me to decide what to do with the truth. Do you understand what this means? The child who got the most money, David, wasn't the favorite. The child who got the house, Sarah, wasn't the favorite. The favorite child got a journal, and the weight of a truth that no one else could handle. I was the favorite. But being the favorite wasn't a gift. It was a burden. It was the burden of knowing the truth. It was the burden of protecting my siblings from a reality that would destroy them. My parents trusted me with the truth because they knew I would protect the ones I loved. Not because I was the favorite, because I was the strongest. I was the favorite child. But I had no idea what that really meant until I read that journal. I sat in my room for hours after I read that journal. I cried, I screamed, I felt betrayed. But then I started to understand. Parental love isn't always equal, but it's always measured in different ways. David got the money. Sarah got the house. I got the truth. But the truth isn't always a gift. Sometimes it's a burden. And sometimes the people who love you the most are the ones who trust you with the heaviest secrets. I never told David about the journal. I never told Sarah. I couldn't. It would have destroyed them. It would have destroyed our family. I had to decide what to do with the truth. I had to decide whether to forgive my parents for the lies. I had to decide whether to love my siblings the way they deserve to be loved. And I chose love, not because it was easy, because it was right. Stop here for a second. I need to ask you something. Has your family ever had a moment where a secret came out that changed everything? Comment below with yes or no, and if you feel comfortable, share your story. I read every single comment. The inheritance that divided us wasn't about money. It was about love, and the painful truth that love isn't always equal. I still have the journal, I still have the truth, and I still love my parents, even though they lied. Because I understand why they lied. They were trying to protect us. They were trying to protect the family. And that's what I'm trying to do too. Protect the people I love. If this story made you think about your own family, go call someone you love. Tell them you appreciate them. Don't wait for a will to say the things that matter. And if this video meant something to you, please hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. I share stories like this every week. And don't forget to share your own family story in the comments. I promise I'll read every one, because everyone has a story, and everyone deserves to be heard.